Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kathy Hilton shades Mauricio Umansky's looks on RHOBH and tells him to move on. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is giving viewers everything they've ever wanted this season. For the first time in a long time, no conversation is off the table, and the women are baring their souls to restore the series' authenticity. Kyle Richards' ongoing separation from Mauricio Umansky is a significant theme in the initial episodes, but at least 13 more episodes of drama are on the horizon. During Tuesday's new episode, Erika Jayne, Kathy Hilton, and Sutton Stracke showed up uninvited to Kyle's home to throw a pajama party to help lift her spirits. Kyle was in a bit of a funk amid the changes in her personal life and her simmering feud with Dorit Kemsley, so the pick-me-up from her friends and family allowed her to speak freely about her life. However, Kathy quickly pointed out that Mauricio, who is 54, has aged since the split. "Kyle, you look like you could be his daughter," Kathy said to Kyle as their co-stars looked on in shock. Kathy then started flexing her arms to get her point across, which Kyle conceded was about Mauricio's Instagram stories of him half-naked in the gym with weights. Kathy then explained in a confessional that her relationship with Mauricio hadn't been good, and things got worse when he brought up his unfiltered thoughts about the Hiltons on his now-canceled Netflix series, Buying Beverly Hills. The 65-year-old explained that it would be best for Mauricio and everyone for him to move on. It's understandable that Kathy would take this opportunity to attack him because they have had some deeply rooted issues for years. However, Kyle is very cautious about what she says about her estranged husband on camera, likely for the sake of their daughters and because there would be a wealth of media attention if they started talking badly about each other. There are still many questions about Kyle's relationship with Mauricio, but things took an explosive turn this week when we learned that he replaced a photo of him and Kyle with a picture of him and his Dancing with the Stars partner, Emma Slater. It's obvious their relationship is over, but, understandably, Kyle would struggle with all lines of communication being shut off because they've been together for so long. However, Mauricio seems to not consider Kyle's feelings and his actions since they parted ways. The sad thing is that she and Dorit are going through the same thing because we saw Dorit go out to dinner with her estranged husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley, during the same episode. At that dinner, PK told a bewildered Dorit that they needed to distance themselves from one another. They were still codependent, which no longer worked for him because they were not in a relationship. Kyle and Dorit have more in common than they'd ever admit, which could be their relationship's undoing. What are your thoughts on Kathy's unfiltered sentiments about Mauricio? In true Real Housewives of Beverly Hills style, the drama continues to sizzle long after the diamonds have been returned to the vault. And this time, it's Kathy Hilton, socialite, matriarch, and queen of the unexpected one-liner, who's serving up a piping hot dish of sass with a side of shade. The target? None other than Mauricio Umansky, Kyle Richards' estranged husband and longtime RHOBH fixture. It all went down during a particularly juicy get-together at Dorit Kemsley's latest designer-themed garden party, where the Prosecco was endless, the culture was questionable, and the tension? Well, that was thicker than Erika Jayne's legal file. The scene? Bravo's version of a Roman forum. Kathy, ever the composed and unbothered hostess, even when she's not hosting, arrived fashionably late, sunglasses on, iced tea in hand. And although she's often floated above the fray with an air of whimsy, or, depending on who you ask, total oblivion, tonight she came ready to stir the pot. One that's been bubbling for months thanks to Mauricio and Kyle's very public marital unraveling. Mauricio, who had appeared briefly earlier in the episode in a confessional segment shot for his real estate spin-off, Buying Beverly Hills, had made a few pointed comments about loyalty, self-discovery, and how he was glowing up post-separation. Cue the Bravo editing magic. Hard cut to Kathy rolling her eyes and sipping her drink like it was the elixir of patience. Kathy throws the first verbal stone. When conversation inevitably turned toward Kyle and Mauricio's separation, because let's be real, no RHOBH gathering is complete without revisiting the marital woes of at least one cast member, Kathy didn't hold back. "Listen," she began, her tone light but her gaze sharp. "I love Mauricio, he's family. But can someone please tell them this isn't a boy band comeback tour? What is this new look for selling sunset or midlife crisis, Ken doll?" Cue gasps, laughter, and a perfectly timed spit take from Sutton. "But seriously," she continued, "he's got the beard, the leather jackets, the open shirts. I mean, I didn't know we were rebooting Miami Vice." Even Garcelle had to clutch her pearls. Kathy's version of tough love. Despite the shade, it was clear Kathy's comments came from a place of concern, and maybe a little big sister snark. She's seen the family dynamic from all angles after all. And while she's had her own ups and downs with Kyle, her loyalty to her sister is unshakable, at least lately. "What Mauricio needs to do," she said with a classic Hilton hair flip, "is move on. Not in the dating 25-year-olds kind of way, I mean emotionally. Grow up, focus on the kids, the business, maybe take a nice vacation without a camera crew and some hair gel. Let Kyle live. Let yourself live." Her delivery was flawless, calm, confident, and laced with that signature Kathy charm that lands somewhere between camp counselor and elite Palm Springs socialite. The group nodded in agreement, albeit nervously, knowing full well the scene would blow up once aired. Mauricio responds, kind of. Later in the episode, producers played a clip of Mauricio watching a rough cut of Kathy's comments. His expression? Somewhere between amused and annoyed. "I mean, that's Kathy," he said, shrugging. "She says what she wants. Always has. But hey, if reinventing myself is a crime, go ahead and lock me up. At least I'll be the best dressed in prison." The moment sparked a flurry of reaction across social media, with hashtag #KathyClapback and hashtag #MoveOnMauricio trending almost immediately after the episode aired. Fans were divided, some cheering Kathy on for keeping it real, others defending Mauricio's right to a post-divorce glow-up. Behind the shade, a deeper family rift? As much as Kathy's comments were served with a smile, longtime RHOBH fans know that Hilton family dynamics are anything but surface level. Kathy's been vocal in the past about Kyle's life choices, from American Woman to who she surrounds herself with. Could this latest quip about Mauricio's wannabe heartthrob era be rooted in deeper resentment or frustration? Lisa Rinna's ghost would be eating popcorn. Still, some viewers saw the moment as classic Kathy, a mix of old Hollywood chic and Beverly Hills passive aggression. Her strength lies in her unpredictability and the way she can dismantle someone with a compliment that's just 2% too acidic. "You're looking healthy," she once told Lisa Vanderpump, and we're still unpacking that. What's next for the former power couple? According to Bravo insiders, Kyle and Mauricio's storyline will continue to unfold over the season, with more uncomfortable family dinners, tense group vacations, and even an accidental run-in at a real estate event in Palm Desert. Kathy, meanwhile, will reportedly play a larger role this season, which fans have been begging for. And while she might not always say what people want to hear, she says what needs to be said, or at least what will make good television. As Sutton later put it in her confessional, Kathy might not know how to use a microwave, but she knows how to roast a man. Bless her. Final thoughts. The Kathy effect. Kathy Hilton is RHOBH's glittering wildcard, a woman who can shade you into silence with a smile and a couture kaftan. Her comments about Mauricio may have been cutting, but they were vintage Kathy, a mix of concern, comedy, and a little bit of chaos. Whether you agree with her assessment or think she should let the man live his best salt and pepper life, one thing's for sure, Kathy knows how to keep things interesting. And in a world where glam squads are practically part of the cast, and every fight gets maimed within seconds, her brand of old-school sass hits just right. So Mauricio, if you're reading this, maybe rethink the leather jacket. Or don't. Just be ready, because in Beverly Hills, even your ex's sister might be your toughest critic and your most quotable one.